Today we will discuss Archimedean property of real number. To understand that, we prove a theorem that is known as the Archimedean property. Okay, that says, the theorem says the real number field is Archimedean. Okay, real number field is Archimedean. What is the meaning of that? Archimedean means if A and B are any two positive real number, then there exists a positive integer n such that na is greater than b. A and b are real number and n is it is restricted to an integer. Okay, n is an integer. A and b are any two real number. A may be a is less than b or a is greater than b. If a is greater than b, then it is obviously true. If a is equal to b, then if we multiply a positive integer, then it will definitely true. But when a is less than b, much smaller than b, then also we can find an integer n such that when it is multiplied to a, it becomes bigger than b. That we need to show, and that property is called the Archimedean property of real number. Now let us consider that this is not true. Okay, that means for every n, when a is multiplied, na is less than b. We will construct a set such that na is less than b. Okay, a and b are any two positive number. Okay, then and n is a positive integer, and we construct a set S such of all na, n multiplied to a, such that n belongs to I plus. A is fixed and n belongs to I plus. That means positive integers. Now look here to the set. This set is always less than b, so it is bounded above by b. So b is an upper bound. Okay, b. Then by completeness property we have discussed earlier, as this is a set of real number and bounded above, then it must have a supremum in R. Let that supremum be m. That means all element of S are less than or equal to m. Okay, for all n belongs to I plus. Okay, so na is less than m. That implies in place of n, if we take n plus 1, then what will be the inequality? N plus 1a will be less than m, because when n is an integer, n plus 1 is an integer multiplied to a is always belongs to s, such that it is less than b. So n plus 1 will be n plus 1 into a also is less than m. That implies n into a plus a is less than m, which implies na is less than m minus a. So we arrange in this way. And what we get? That na is a number in S which is less than m minus a. For all n, na is less than m minus a. That means every element of S also less than m minus a, which contradict the definition of supremum. Okay, the property of supremum, that supremum is the least upper bound. Now we get another upper bound m minus a, because all elements are less than m minus a, so m minus a is also an upper bound. So m minus a is an upper bound and it is less than the supremum, and that is contradictory. So the assumption that na is less than b is wrong. For some n, na would be greater than b. So this is known as the Archimedean property of real number. Then we will discuss another property of real number, that every open interval AB contains a rational number. This is known as density of rational number in R. Density of rational, or we can say irrational also. That rational number are dense in R. What is that? That means every open interval AB contains a rational number. If we look at this expression, every open interval, that means however small the interval is, if we take, that means between any two real number there definitely exists a rational number. That is the statement. We need to show that between any two real number, however close to each other, we can find a rational between them. Okay, so consider the open interval. It can be of a three type of open interval we can obtain. What are they? That A and B are both negative. We can obtain an open interval which is where A and B are both negative. That means they are to the left of 0. Okay, A and B are both negative. This one, A and B are both positive. They are right of 0, or A and B contain 0 in between them. That means A is negative and B is positive. So we will consider three interval one by one and check this result. First one is A and B both are positive. That is written as 0 less than A is less than B. 0 lies between A and B. That means A is negative and B is positive. A is negative or 0 and B is positive. That means 0 to infinity any interval. Now A is negative, B is negative or can be 0. That means 0 to minus infinity any interval. Now we will consider one by one. Since AB is an interval, so A is less than B, so that implies B minus A is always positive. No, however small their difference is, it is always positive. That means there exists a positive integer m such that 1 by m is less than B minus A. That means B minus A is greater than 1 by m for some m. No, because however large we consider m to be, it cannot be 0 but a small, very small positive number. So that way we consider it. Now let A is a set constructed in this way, that all n belongs to n. It is a collection of natural number n such that n by m is greater than A. This is the condition. If this condition is satisfied, then that natural number is in the set A. No? Okay. Now look at this set. By Archimedean property, A is not empty. No, because n is greater than MA, or MA is less than n. Okay. Now by well ordering property, A has a first element. By well ordering property, because it is a non-empty set, then it has a first element, and let that element is n0. That means n0 is the first element of A. n0, n1, n2, etc. are there, but n0 is the first element, and any number less than n0 does not belongs to A. That means n0 minus 1 is not in A. So n0 minus m is greater than A, because all n by m greater than A belongs to A. So as n0 is the first element, so n0 by m belongs to A, so it is greater than A. But when we take in place of n0 minus 1, because it is not in A, so n0 minus 1 by m will be less than or equal to A. No. Now look at this expression. n0 by m minus 1 by m is less than equal to A. Okay. Then n0 by m is less than equal to A plus 1 by m. What is 1 by m? 1 by m is less than B minus A. No. So in place of m, if we replace this expression, then because 1 by m is less than B minus A, so the less than inequality will remain. So A plus 1 by m is less than equal to A plus B minus A. That implies n0 by m is less than B. So what we conclude? n0 by m, it is a rational number because it is of the form P by Q, is greater than A, and n0 by m is less than B. That means n0 by m lies between A and B. If it lies between A and B, that means there is a rational number between A and B. In this way, we proved this, that for the first interval, that A and B both are positive. What will happen if we take the interval to be one positive and one negative? Consider case 2, when 0 lies between A and B. That means A is negative and B is positive. Okay. As B is positive, so there exists an integer n such that 1 by n is less than B. So clearly 1 by n will be greater than A. Okay. Because 1 by n is positive and A is negative, so it will definitely be bigger than A. So clearly 1 by n is a rational number between A and B. So there is a rational. So case 2 is also okay. What about case 3? Okay. That both are negative. Okay. Now if both the number are negative, the negative of a negative number is positive. So this can be written as 0 is less than equal to minus B is less than equal to minus A. Now this is a positive interval. No. And by the case 1, we have a rational number Q between minus B and minus A. And if we take the rational minus Q, then that will be between A and B. No. So case 3 is also proved. Hence, if between any interval we can find a rational number. If we take any interval AB, then there is always a rational between them. In fact, between any two rational, any two real, there are infinite number of rational. And between any two real, there are also infinite number of irrational. This is known as density of Q in R.